the triple planetary crisis of climate change, pollution, and biodiversity loss that we are currently facing. So we are really hoping to share best practices and innovative solutions so that SMEs and startups can thrive and can really implement sustainable and circular business models. So this is exactly what the Fghr Project, also called Innovative Business Practices and Economic Models in the Textile Value Chain, in text, is also focusing on. So we have 3 components focusing on national implementation in 3 countries in Africa, so Kenya, Tunisia, and South Africa, where textile is also key economic sectors and where companies, including SMEs, are part of multinational value chains and exporting towards the European markets. So we are also working directly with about 30 SMEs in the 3 countries in order to increase knowledge on resource efficiency, life cycle thinking, circularity, and eco-innovation. Also train textile stakeholders on eco-innovation and the product environmental footprint PEF methodologies that the European Union has developed. And also we are accompanying textile businesses to transform their approach and business models in order to increase sustainability and circularity in the textile value chain. So it means increasing the access to environmental and life cycle data so that SMEs and startups can be better informed and can make better decisions and implement relevant strategy. And we are helping them to be more competitive and to remain leaders in their field. So we really look forward today to exchanging lessons learned and best practices between the 2 projects in order to shift the needle towards more sustainability and circularity. I will leave in the chat the link to our website and some resources also so that you can have access to them. Maybe some could be helpful. We have recently just launched a textile supplement to our eco-innovation manual, which include different businesses canvas that can be used by you, textile businesses and entrepreneurs to eco-innovate and do, for instance, a SWOT, press-down analysis, among a lot of other things. So I hope this can truly be
thanks to you, Miley, and thanks for all the job that you are and all the effort that you are doing to pushing the SMEs and helping, like trying to face the environmental challenges and the social challenges. So congratulations for your jobs and thank you for being here. The next institutional opening, I would like to give the floor to Natalia Martinez Paramo, which works in the European Commission, is the head of the unit of European Innovation Council and SMEs agency. The mission of this agency is to provide high quality support to European innovators, researchers, business, and consumers. The aim to reinforce the European Union position as a global leader in research and innovation, strengthen its single market, open opportunities for SMEs, and maintain the highest standards of protection of the citizens, more competitive digital, green, and inclusive European Union. Natalia, it's really a pleasure to have you here. From our association, from Tech4, we are SMEs, the startups which are in Circoax are SMEs too. So it is a pleasure to be here, to have you here and that you could do the institutional opening. So the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, there is some works on the street for the Wi-Fi. So please, if at certain moment you don't hear me, let me know because my connection is unstable due to the works. Okay, so good morning, everyone. I'm really delighted to be here today, and I want to thank the organizer, for giving me the opportunity to introduce you our work and how we support SMEs in the fashion sector in a transition towards a circular economy. I'm really delighted to participate in this event that takes place today, as you say, 27th of June, which the United Nations have declared medium-sized enterprises executive agency of the European Commission, known by SMEs. And in particular, I'm responsible for the SME pillar to the ambitious single market program, which aims to support the competitiveness of the SMEs. And with this in mind, I would like to say a few words about the policy context for the transition, as I said, towards a circular economy, and walk you through the work we are doing in the textile sector. Going to the policy context towards a circular economy, we believe that all of us, we agree that this planet does not have unlimited resources, and that all of us, we need to learn how to use what we have much more carefully than in the past. So more than ever, we need to move away from our linear model, extract, produce, and throw. And the European Commission is committed to supporting this transition towards a low carbon and circular economy. The transformation of our companies towards more sustainable and resources efficient business models for sustainability. In March 2020, as you know, the Commission adopted a new circular, the main building blocks of the European Green Deal, Europe's new agenda for sustainable growth, with measures along the entire cycle of products, including textiles. The new action plan aims to make our economy fit for a green future, strengthen our competitiveness while, of course, protecting the environment, and give new right to consumers new relevance, as fashion is one of the most polluting industries globally. In the past 15 years, clothing production has approximately doubled. Large amounts of non-renewable resources are extracted to produce clothes that are often used for one single short period, and after which the materials are lost in landfills or incineration. European consumption of textiles has the fourth highest impact on the environment and climate change. No? You are not listening to me?
Yes, sometimes it's cut. Could you take out the video? Because probably we will listen better if you turn off.
So maybe if you take off the camera.
Yes, turn off the camera, please.
Maybe if I turn off my camera and you too, okay, and you too, and maybe it's better. Now, it's better?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, so what I say that is one of the top 3 pressures on water and land use, and the top 5 in terms of Robles use and greenhouse gas emission. The fashion industry reaching the objective of climate neutrality by 2050, as you know, is a target set by the President of the European Commission in the European Green Deal. The scale of the opportunities is immense due to the size of the fashion industry. 5 million people are directly employed in the fashion value chain. And in addition, over 1 million are employed in the high-end industries, making them one of the most vibrant and creative sectors in Europe. And related to this, the Commission on March 30 this year, the EU strategy for textiles. This new strategy lays out key principles to drive change in the textile industry. It aims to ensure that textile industry recovers from the COVID-19 crisis in a sustainable way. And what is the vision of the Commission for Textiles? Is all textiles products placed on the EU market are durable, repairable, and recyclable. Moreover, to a great extent, they are made of recycled. Fast fashion is out of fashion. Consumers benefit longer from high-quality textiles. Profitable reuse and repair services are widely available. In a competitive, resilient, and innovative textile sector, producers take responsibility for their product along the value chain. And finally, circular rather than throw-it-away clothes have become the norm, with sufficient capacity for recycling and minimal incineration and landfilling. But this is not all, because our path towards a sustainable future is also guided by international agreements that provide a solid framework for global action, such as, the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the Paris Agreement. The good news is that we are going in the right direction. A large number of European companies are already implementing a non-linear model. And almost 3 out of 4 enterprises, which represents 73%, have taken measures related to the circular economy in the last few years, and EU support these SMEs. The European Union has been supporting business for many years through policies, strategies, and programs to put SMEs at the center. SMEs account for 99% of the business fabric in Europe and 77% of their job. So as you can see, they are the backbone of the European economy, and we want them to be the driver behind the recovery from the COVID-19. And with EU funding programs like Horizon Europe and the Single Market Program, Europe has contributed to improving product sustainability and circularity. And this brings me to the program that my unit and I am responsible for, which is the SME pillar. And the SME pillar is the successor of the COSME program, who was managed by my agency for the last 7 years. What we do, what does ASMEA managing for SMEs? What we have is several examples. 2 examples that they are very related to how do we support SMEs in the fashion sector. The first one is Worth Partnership Project 2. As you know, it was launched 1 year ago, following the success of the Worth Partnership Project. What is the idea of Worth 2? To strengthen the competitiveness of SME in the fashion industry and lifestyle sector, increase their innovation capacity, and help them in the transition towards, as we know, climate neutrality and digital leadership. The first call for proposal was published in October and was dedicated to the new European Bauhaus initiative, which seeks to develop more sustainable, inclusive, and beautiful living environment. And as a result of these calls, we have selected 65 projects to receive incubation support, including, this is very important, 2 projects with Ukrainian participants. So this should be added to the 152 transnational partnerships that have, already been supported under Worth. And be aware that Worth 2 is going to publish 2 more calls for proposals. And another call is the circular fashion, which was also funded by the COSME project, and it was launched in January 2021. And what was the aim? To help fashion industry become more sustainable and to turn to a circular model. So as you can see, we want to help SMEs to develop and bring to the market their innovative application, product, process, and ideas. And thanks to this Fghr project, more than 120 promising SMEs, designers, and startups in the fashion industry will receive direct capacity building, technical, and financial support. Later today, we shall have the opportunity to listen to the disruptive ideas of 10 of the projects selected under the Follow Circuax Acceleration Program. And to give you an idea about the importance of this call, these 4 projects involve 25 European organizations from 15 member states and cover all the European regions. And from our side, we're following closely and monitoring their implementation because we look forward having good practices and recommendations and also it is for SMEs. But this is not all, because in the following years, we expect to launch more calls for proposal in the textile sector to continue helping and supporting the industry to fully recover from the COVID pandemic, but also to accompany them in this transition. We are all engaged, become more sustainable. I all have to say that our mission remains the same. Continue providing high quality support and effective service to SMEs and entrepreneurs and strengthen the EU economy competitiveness, innovation capacity, creation, growth as sustainable. So at ISMEA, at our agency, my unit, we continue supporting SMEs in the fashion sector wherever we come. And in this sense, I'm really confident that today's event will represent an essential step to enhance networking and collaboration. And quoting the President of the Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, what she said, fast fashion is poison for our planet. It should be replaced by slow fashion that is circular. So let's invest in making the necessary changes that will lead us to a long-term sustainability, that I'm sure that all together we will manage to face any difficulties. So let me conclude by wishing you all an interesting, productive, and exciting event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Natalia. I think that you were doing a really great context explanation about what is happening, how European Union is trying to help SMEs and new startups, and all the context, which is perfect. And thank you very much for being here and personally for be supporting like the SMEs that we have here and all the 50 persons that are like participants like online and the 20 participants that are here. So thank you very much, Natalia, for all the job that you are doing every day, and our home is your home. So thank you very much.
Thank you all of you for inviting me. Ciao, thank you.
Well, Natalia was explaining really good the context, and today we have many solutions. Natalia was saying that the textile sector is one of the most polluted, was given the context of European Union that there are some legal vanguards, and today here we are going to explain to you few different panelists how we are facing that, like in innovation, to things like in sustainable topics, and through different projects like collaborative projects. So without loss more time, I would like to introduce Monica Olmos from Textile. She is the Director of Operation at Textile. Monica, the floor is yours.
Thank you. David is a little bit taller than me, so just let me put the microphone. Thank you very much to be here. It's a pleasure. Sorry. Thank you. Great. And today, as David was saying, I'm here to introduce you a new platform, a new tool that I'm sure that it will be from the interest of most of the companies that are hearing us today. Just to put you in context, the MedNew initiative that I'm presenting here, it's framed in the TextMed Alliances project, the project financed by the NECVC Med program of the European Union. This project is led by us, by Fghr, the Textile Industry Confederation in Spain, together with 7 other partners from 6 Mediterranean countries. Confindustria Toscana Nord in Italy and the Hellenic Fashion Industry Association in Greece are joining us from the North Mediterranean side. And from the southern rim of the Mediterranean, we count with the Amman Chamber of Industry in Jordan. We count with the Palestinian Federation. Just the slide before, yes, thank you. The Palestinian Federation of Industries in Palestine, the German Arab Chamber of Commerce in Alexandria, CETEX, the Textile Technological Center in Tunisia, and last but not least, we also count with the Competitiveness for Monastir El Fedghr, also in Tunisia. Next, please. Yes. So the TextMed Alliances project is focused on the Mediterranean strategic alliances between companies and stakeholders of the textile sector in order to improve competitiveness through innovation, internationalization, and sustainability. This project has faced a lot of problems during the pandemic, as also the companies, the textile companies did. But this was also an opportunity to be more creative, to design tools to help textile industry value chain in these very difficult times. So therefore, taking into account the objective of the project to improve competitiveness, apart from financing specific projects, around 35 specific projects from companies has been financed, we developed 3 different tools that are open, that are free, and that are an opportunity for the sector. So today I'm going to explain you much more about the MedNew, but let me also mention 2 other tools. The first one is the Health Textile Digital Cluster. During the very beginning of the pandemic, there was a lack of health textile products, as well as information about health textile production capacities. So within the project, we developed a production capacity database of the Mediterranean countries taking part in the project. And with this situation, we really understood the importance of collaborating with those closest to us and with whom we share values, concerns, and needs. We have created this health textile digital cluster, a virtual space to promote health textile companies, to foster innovation, to collaborate among companies of different countries. And here, not just companies, but also other agents like technological centers that are helping companies to develop new products. So here you have the web page. So if you are interested to join the cluster, you can do it directly through the web page. The second tool that we developed, it was the leftover platform. The previous slide, please. Thank you. The second tool we developed was the leftover platform. There has been created a platform where textile companies that have stocks can upload pictures and cannot upload information about the qualities that they have available, and buyers can buy those stocks in a more affordable prices. The platform has been created in a Facebook page because the majority of the users or the buyers are from the southern rim of the Mediterranean, where the social media is one of the most used. But of course, it is open to all possible buyers in Europe. So if you want, you can just have a look. If you are interested here, you also have the address. Next slide, please. And we come to the MEDNEW. The MEDNEW is an initiative that highlights the importance of cooperation to work, thinking that we only have a world to live, that the people deserve fair conditions, and why not that by doing things well and with conscience, we are also capable of generating wealth and quality jobs. So following the EU strategy for more circular economy textiles, by 2030, all textile products on the EU market will have to increase durability, will have to be repairable if possible, recyclable. It means that we will have to think about the end life of the products when designing them. They will have to be free of hazardous substances following the REACH regulation of the European Union, and produced respecting social rights. And under this EU strategy, a lot of new regulation are being discussed and will apply the textile sector very soon, but it is not a matter of just regulation, it's a matter of behavior. It is a conscious way of production and consumption, taking into account the impact that we have on the planet, the impact that we have on the society. So the MEDNEW initiative was created during the pandemic. It was created during the pandemic to help all textile value chain. And it's important to highlight that all the value chain is included, from yarn and fabrics, dyeing and printing producers to brands, to gain visibility, to foster cooperation, to position internationally, and to improve competitiveness. So the initiators of this initiative, the TexMed Alliances team, and two very young and dynamic companies that helped us with all this, based this initiative in a manifesto. You can find this manifesto in the MEDNEW webpage, with the principles and the values that the members must comply to become part of the community. Human rights and sustainability in production are the key values of the MEDNEW manifesto. We really stand proudly against racism. We believe in fundamental human rights. We share the conviction that the fashion and the textile industry must act now to become sustainable. We cannot keep on polluting the world just to provide fast fashion. The MEDNEW promotes Mediterranean ethnic heritage in all its forms and styles, because at the end, Mediterranean is diverse. We emphasize the craftsmanship and the attention to detail. And of course, sustainable manufacturing is a must to be part of this platform. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. And what the MEDNEW is offering, it is a registered brand that in all the Mediterranean countries of the participating in the project, as well as in the whole EU. It has a strong community based on the members in each country and the TextMed Alliances organizations as well. It reinforces the member brands and the companies. So we are working together, the umbrella brand, the MEDNEW, together with the brands of the companies. Through all the communication and events that the MEDNEW is developing, members are gaining visibility and business opportunities outside the community, but also inside the community. The platform is also generating traffic to all members' web pages. And as I was explaining at the beginning, the MEDNEW is supported by 8 textile and clothing organizations in 7 Mediterranean countries that give advice and support to the participants. But not just these organizations, there's a team of experts also behind experts in design, experts in marketing, experts in internationalization that are helping companies to improve their business. Next, please. Just some examples to see which are the activities that we are developing. Just at the very beginning, we, 3 companies, one from Spain, Jordan, and Greece, collaborated in a capsule collection that was presented in the 080 Barcelona Fashion Catwalk. We also presented the Met New in the old Estrella Damm factory in Barcelona with the presence of 13 brands and companies from 6 different countries. We organized also a dissemination events, more than one, in Alexandria in Egypt, in Amman in Jordan, and in Barcelona, together with also B2B meetings where more than 25 the Med-New members have participated in these physical events. And we also organized a photo shooting session for the Med-New members, which it was also a must for those companies who were in Barcelona at that time. Next slide, please. So if you want to become member, please read carefully the manifesto that it's in the web page. And if you think that your company is complying with the values and the sustainable production, you can request your participation through the web page. Or please, you can contact either Silvio or Hani. You have here the contacts, and they will provide you more information. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Monica. I think that Monica was introducing to you a really strong tool, like in order to create connections in the Mediterranean area and like open new opportunities. Now we have the absolutely pleasure of introduce you Mauro Scalia. Mauro, are you here or not? I hope that yes, because we have some problems with the link connection. Could you tell me if Mauro is available? If not, we could jump. Mauro, no, we cannot hear you. Probably you have to switch off the microphone. Perfect.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mauro. Yes, really clear. Thank you very much for being here, Mauro. It's absolutely a pleasure to have you here. Mauro is our warrior in the European Commission. He's in Brussels, working in many projects and in many items related with sustainability. As you know, there are many things like legal vanguards in sustainability topics, and he's our man there. And today he's gonna do the introduction for us of the Fghr Project, that we are members too of this project. So Mauro, the floor is yours. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much, David. Once again, good afternoon or good morning still, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much, David, for the nice introduction. Not usually defined as a warrior, but indeed, and I mean in politics, of course, this is a very hectic time. I'm based in Brussels. I work with Eurotex, which is the European Textile and Apparel Industry Confederation. So we represent the whole value chain of textile in Europe, together with our members, such as Consejo de Textile Español, and the other members across Europe. I heard in the previous presentation the contents of the new policy packages on eco-design have already been mentioned. So today I will not speak about these points, but I would like to introduce you the latest developments of the Rehabs initiative, which is co-generated, if you like, in Spain as well, as Spain was one of the active founders together with Belgium, Italy, Finland, and Germany at the very beginning. Now, after 2 years of work, we have been able to come up with a plan to deal with a textile waste issue. And that's what I would like to show you in the next 10 minutes. Of course, very happy to take questions afterwards if there will be any. I'm changing the slide. I don't know if, David, you can confirm you see a different slide right now.
Yes, Mauro.
Very good. So the Rehabs initiative is indeed what I would like to share the update with you. Now, let's start from the origin. Europe has a problem when it comes to textile waste. We estimate that every year about 7 to 7.5 million of tons of textile waste are generated across Europe. We know that in many member states, there are schemes which are being conceived to deal with the mandatory collection of discarded textiles. However, we see no solution at large scale yet available. That's where the Rehabs initiative comes from. This is not just a problem today for Europe, but it's going to be a larger problem as we expect this number to increase up to 9 million tons of textile waste in 2030. This is not only a problem for Europe, but it's also a problem outside Europe. As we know, some of these tons are exported before sorting outside Europe and are not properly addressed. We are conscious and we support what we call as the waste hierarchy. So if you want to deal with a waste problem, first we need to use less, we need to reduce consumption, we need to reuse, repair, refurbish, and so on and so forth. We stand by that. However, every item at some point in its lifetime will become unusable again. And that's why recycling is important. And particularly, that's why fiber-to-fiber recycling, when it comes to textile waste, is an absolute need to deal with these quantities that we have in front of us. But recycling textile waste is not an easy job at all. It is not a mature industry at all. Many of you in this room and online are familiar and actually expert in this topic. Our study result highlight that if you look at the whole textile value chain from fiber to finished product, we need to work on 5 additional steps. We need to bring them up at scale if we want to solve the textile waste problem. This is collection, sorting for reuse, sorting for recycling, pre-processing, so preparation for recycling, and recycling itself. Now, a lot of experience and pilot projects exist to deal with these issues, but they need to scale up if we want to deal with these quantities that we have presented already. And this will require a new effort from the industry. It will also be a new opportunity to build a sort of an extended value chain. And this what might look like this new extended value chain until 2030. We estimate we need a new capacity. We need between 150 and 250 new centers, new hubs across Europe, which will be able to process quantities. Each of one might be spanning between 25,000 and up to 100,000 tons yearly, and cover different steps of the 5 circles that I was mentioning before, from the sorting process to the preparation to the different technologies of recycling that are available. So mechanical, thermomechanical, chemical, and thermochemical. Let me stress that this picture is purely indicative, and it has been built based on an analysis of the waste streams flows and also considering the maturity of the technologies and initiatives to boost technologies. However, it's very much illustrative, it's indicative. If we succeed, we estimate that we could scale up from less than 1% fiber-to-fiber recycling that we have today, up to between 18 and 26% of the textile waste would go to fiber-to-fiber recycling. The value that could be generated by such a new activity it has been estimated by a study carried out by the McKinsey consulting company in between 3.5 and 4.5 billion of euro annually. And this is calculated looking at three components: the actual profit, so the economic value, which is between 1.5 and 2.2 billion annually; the social impact, calculated mostly as the value of new jobs creation. We estimate 15,000 new jobs only specific in this value chain, without considering the direct impact, the indirect impact in the textile value chain. And of course, the environmental part, which is estimated as reduction of use, consumption, raw materials, and CO2 abatement. The same paper of McKinsey that will be presented on the 14th of July also looks at the 5 fundamental important components that need to be created for this to happen, for this value to be created. The first one, it's critical scale, because these technologies, they are not niche technology. They cannot successfully operate unless they operate with significant volumes. Real collaboration is a key ingredient, because this is an unusually complex and integrated value chain where companies of different traditional value chain operate. So it is key to bring them together. Transition funding is necessary because these technologies are not yet mature. So while in the midterm, they will become self-sustainable financially, they will have to benefit from support funding to get there. Investments are needed because we actually talk about creating new buildings, really to generate a new capacity that today does not exist, or to significantly expand what is today present at the infancy stage. And then public sector push is fundamentally important for a number of reasons. One of that is that the state would have to intervene to deal with level playing field, to address economic inefficiencies, but also will have to be an alignment between the policy being developed and the actual initiative from the business side. That's why we propose the Rehabs initiative. This will be an initiative to bring together the key players and small and medium-sized enterprises, the key actors on the value chain together, and develop projects to create a new capacity. In addition, the Rehabs will create and monitor a European textile recycling roadmap for recycling of these million tons that I've mentioned so far. Let me enter a little bit more in these details. What we expect to be generated by the Rehabs is launch of at least 50 projects until 2030, attracting fundings which might be private from investors or might also be a combination of private public for up to 2 billion, encompass 500 plus members across the value chain, and as I mentioned, establish and monitor the progress of the European textile recycling roadmap. The organizational would look like as it follows. Organizational aspect. We will work with the Rehabs initiative to pursue the very specific goal of achieving 2.5 million of tons of recycled fiber-to-fiber waste in Europe by 2030. We would work under 2 major components. One is the European textile recycling roadmap, and the Rehabs organization launching collaborative projects. There will be an organization dealing with this. There will be members, a governance, and a funding plan. And I will go a little bit more in details on the roadmap and on the organization itself. The European Textile Recycling Roadmap that we, together with our members, would propose would be a very transparent setting of objectives and key results placed online, which will tackle the need for increased collaboration, the creation of affordable feedstock, so the textile waste, the need to scale up closed loop and open loop recycling quota, and that would be addressing the need to accelerate the capacity, to create the new capacity. And then there will be other elements in the roadmap which will function as excellent as enablers. which will focus on investments, on the funds, and on the collaboration itself. We plan to have this not as a PDF file or a document which stays static and sort of dies in a drawer, but it will be fully online and transparent so that every stakeholder can access this information and can monitor the progress of this roadmap until 2030. And you might wish to check the Speed and Scale website, as this type of online mapping has already, road mapping, is already successfully been developed for the Net to 2050 initiatives. So it's a very good benchmark that we would like to use also for the textile recycling roadmap. When it comes to the projects, I would like to mention some of these concrete projects that are already within the Rehabs initiative we are seeing as being spontaneously generated by the companies during this last months of work on the Rehabs initiative. The first project focused on transforming textile waste into feedstock. It has been officially announced last Wednesday at the Messe Frankfurt during an important industry fair. The company Textile will be the project leader and has already announced the ambition to set a new plant with a capacity of 50,000 tons by 2024. Very ambitious, building on the support and the critical mass of collaboration already developed until now. 3 other projects focus on thermomechanical recycling, on mechanical recycling, and on capsule collections. I will not enter in the details for 2 reasons. One, on the interest of time, to keep this presentation concise, and also allowing maybe questions, but also because the companies and brands engaged in this product, they are still working on the details, and we're not at liberty of sharing information on these projects to a greater extent. Approaching the end of my introduction, I would like to give you an insight on how we plan to execute the Rehabs plan over the next year. So we expect to keep monitoring and support this project creation until they will be formally launched by Q3 of this year, so after the summer break. In the meantime, we will be launching with our members as Euromatex, we will be launching the European Textile Recycling Roadmap and also develop the contents, the detailed contents of the Rehabs collaborative organizations. 2023 would then be the first full operational year of the new organization, when we expect to have more projects to join the pipeline. I have mentioned 4. At this stage, we already identified the need for about 20 type of projects. Additional projects will therefore be launched in 2023. And then we can already envisage at this stage that by Q4 2023, we will be able to first launch an update of the European Textile Recycle Roadmap and host annual event on regular basis. I would conclude my introduction with this slide. I would just also like to acknowledge the contribution that we have received from several companies of the whole value chain. Let me give you an insight with this final picture, where you see the logo of some of the companies which have engaged in the Rehabs initiative until now, and they have supported the TESS study, the Tech Economic Master Study, which is the source of many of the figures that I've shown to you in this presentation. What you might also notice is that with this logo, you have full representation of what we call this extended value chain. You have small and medium-sized enterprises active in workwear. You have fiber companies, chemical companies, which have nothing to do with the textile manufacturing following processes. You have collectors and sorters, you have recyclers, you have brands and retailers, and you also have consulting group, not to mention the different steps of the value chain from spinning to weaving to other processes. We believe this is a huge achievement that we have achieved, managed to achieve in the last few months of very intense work, also with support of our members. And that shows that the bringing together key players of the value chain, small and medium-sized enterprises with big companies from across the value chain, is actually doable and is possible. And it brings the benefits that we aim at scaling up with the Rehabs initiative in the next years. I would stop here. In case there is time for Q&A, I would be glad to take them at this stage, or else offline, we will be glad to liaise with our Spanish members and with any other participants if there are specific questions on the Rehabs initiative. Thank you very much for your time until now.
Well, thank you very much, Mauro, for the impressive presentation and the Fghr Project, which is a really important one, and we have a lot of dreams in this project, trying to find the circularity and new raw materials for our manufacturers. Edu, could you tell me if there is some question in the chat? And well, if somebody from here want to do some question, we can give you voice in order. Somebody want to do some question? No, Edu, there is or not?
There is one question. I'm sorry. There is, where will the Spanish hubs be built?
Mauro, if you want, I could answer. No, it's a joke. You could answer.
I can make a comment, but then I'm happy to leave it with you. Interestingly, we have received the very same question from a Spanish magazine, which intervened at the press conference we held last week. Now, the where is not a decision which will be taken by the Rehabs initiative, nor by Eurotefs, nor by the key funders of this initiative. It's a question which will be set up by the business. The Rehabs initiative will create the condition to build up this infrastructure. It will create the condition for the companies to come together and decide what kind of project they want to build. So it would be a business choice, which of course can consider two elements. One is also the interest and the availability to invest in this value chain at national level. For that, perhaps also the availability of national funds might be supportive. And the other elements, I believe, is the proximity of textile manufacturing within the possible candidate location of the Rehabs. So short answer is not a decision which will be taken by Eurotefs or Rehabs, but it's the companies which will decide. Some elements will help making this decision, and we want to attract the best investors and the best capacity to let this happen. I'm quite positive, answering the question, that Spain, it's a very significant candidate country to host at least a number of these Rehabs, NOTs. And I guess that's the answer that I can give from my standpoint. Of course, David, if you feel like complimenting, by all means, please.
Oh, yes, thank you very much, Mauro. And I just only want to remark that nowadays, something is starting to boil, and there is some business that are developing their own products and their own business through post-consumer waste. For example, well, Mauro knows very well because I was saying many times, but probably some of the people who are listening us not. But here in Spain, we have many. We are the main recycled cotton yarn producer in Europe. What does it mean? That we have manufacturers which are doing yarns using like recycled cotton. In this case, the most part are using pre-industrial or post-industrial waste, not post-consume, but we know that some of them are working really hard trying to create yarn through post-consume waste. So they will be inside of the Rehabs. So something is made in, even we are not still connecting, but just only to give that to show that. And through that, as Mauro was explaining really good, it will be necessary like public and private investors, and there will be opening, like, because each raw material will need different technology to try to scale up and so on. So in the end, this is on construction. Are you?
So we have more questions, David.
There are more questions, Natalia.
Yes, we have one question, and it is actually on hotels. So is there any project for recycling hotels, textiles, separate collect service, interest areas? Or, yeah, that's the question. Maybe.
Which question in the chat? Natalia.
If there are some, if there is a project for recycling in hotels and textiles, separate well, the materials and collect the service. So more related to tourism and recycling.
I would say until now, I have not came across specific projects to recycle textile associated to hotel or tourist service. If you talk about hotels, it makes me think about home textiles, which is indeed a lot of interest in the recycling capacity, and particularly the service industry has a lot of interest in recycling capacity. I believe this is definitely an area where a lot of even low-hanging fruit can be grabbed, which means the complexity of the actual dismantling recycling process is inferior to other more complex textile products. And the textile service is a very active value chain with renting-based business models, which is a very deep knowledge on the components, on the chemicals, on the materials, on the durability of the products. So I personally am not aware of project active on this specifically, but these are definitely the areas where we see the most promising and quickest developments. And we would very much like to attract companies engaged in this project in the rehabs from the very beginning.
Well, today, if somebody is interested, we have here one startup which is working on that. So later they will explain something to us if you want.
We have more questions. I'm sorry, Mauro. We are keeping you busy today. So there is one which is about the processes. So which processes included in the recycling supply chain would be covered by the hubs?
Yeah.
Will it be just a collector or something else?
Right, and I also saw the other question in the interest of time for the program. I can address them both. When it comes to the process, rehabs will cover all the process from the collecting until the recycling. That's what we want to build, because this is where the new capacity needs to be generated. Collection and sorting is to a certain extent already very widespread in Europe, but there are important limits when it comes to automation, when it comes to quality of the feedstock. So they will definitely be areas where a lot of efforts will have to be addressed. Let me also stress that the steps of preparation for recycling will be one of the key bottlenecks to crack. That is not necessarily collection, is the next steps, even after sorting, because it is when you prepare a certain quantities of feedstock for different type of technologies, ultimately going to different type of new products within the same value chain or other value chain. So again, it goes from collection to sorting to preparation for user recycling, particularly this one, and then recycling. These are where we see the need to build the largest capacity. When it comes to the question on the EPR, indeed, until now, there is only one type of EPR scheme in textiles already happening for many, many years and being updated in France. We're also aware of efforts to develop similar scheme in Spain, in the Netherlands, in Denmark, in Italy, in Sweden, in different countries. Now, the rehabs will not deal with EPR policy development itself. This is a topic which is a more like policy making topic. So it's a topic that Duratex with its members carry on. What we can definitely see is that if we identify business solution through the rehabs, there will be proposals that might well benefit from part of the funds generated from EPR. So it will be up to the EPR PRO, so the organization managing the EPR to allocate the funds. It will be up to the state to decide the framework, legal framework for that. And Duratex, together with its members, it's very much engaged already for years to discuss with the PRO and the member states, how can we help EPR funding a fertile soil to invest for circular economy. And we believe rehabs can be a very good solution that we can propose. I hope this was addressing the question. If there are more details, happy to take this offline in the interest of time. Okay.
Well, so Mauro, thank you very much. Thanks for your time and for your explanations. And well, I don't know, here somebody has some question, no? Okay, well, so Mauro, again, it was an absolutely pleasure to have you here, and it is really nice to work with you every week. So whatever you need, we are yours. And thanks for being here, supporting the startups that are working in this Circoax acceleration program, and thanks for all the efforts that you are doing, helping all the SMEs, like the manufacturers in close to Europe, and with this huge and incredible projects. So thank you very much, Mauro.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, in the interest of time, we are all late, unfortunately. The next panelist is myself. I am going to introduce myself, which is, well, more than introduce myself, I would like to introduce Textile, that we didn't have time till now. We are like the main textile industrial association here in Spain. We represent all the manufacturers, all the industrials. They are B2B business. Many people maybe who are listening us, they doesn't know, but in Spain there are many spinners, many weavers, many dyeing and finishing facilities, many stamp facilities, and so on. And this is the people who we are representing, and we are working like in different tasks. We have one task close to Euratex, like close to representativity in Brussels. Like Euratex is our partner through Consejo Intertextil Español, and later we have another two tools which are like the European programs. We are helping like all our manufacturers to try to do for them easier to connect with these European programs, as they are SMEs. Sometimes for them it's difficult, and later we open the ecosystem to the rest of the society. Like in this project, that the most part of the startups which is participating in Circoax are out of these manufacturers, like kind of company. And later we have another part which is help our manufacturers, like in doing for them different technical assistance, like in different topics, in innovation, in communication, helping them in legal issues, in sustainability, which is I am the person, internationalization, which is really important to help them to go to markets abroad, and so on. And well, that's it with my presentation. Edu, do you have my presentation to share? I hope that yes. Now, like in my presentation, I would like to introduce you the European textile strategy. We were working in this strategy through Euratex, and I'm gonna share with you a presentation in order to explain as fast as possible this strategy, which is gonna change the sector. Edu, are you over there? Well, perfect. No, take your time. Another thing that I didn't explain, when we are thinking about the textile sector, we are thinking always in fashion, because we are wearing clothes. But textile sector, it is not only fashion. There are automotive, there are technical textiles, and so on. So we have inside of Textile all these kind of different companies, even home textiles, which are working really hard to try to be competitive. And these are like the most part are SMEs. Like today is the day of the SMEs, and it is really hard they are really survivors, and because it's really hard to be competitive sometimes here, and they are every day working a lot to be alive and to try to open opportunities like for. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much, Edu. Well, this is our headquarters in Sabadell. We have a beautiful building. If somebody want to come to visit that, you are very welcome. This strategy comes from two documents that I would like that you should know, because one of these is like the more like idealist point of view, or what is the view, or what is the focus of European Union. This is the Green Deal. Please, everybody who wanted to know what is happening in European Union, first of all, you should read the Green Deal. It's a small document, and there you have like what is the focus of the European Union related with decarbonization, circularity, and so on. And later, there are another document, which is the Circular Economy Action Plan, that is saying what should be done to do this European Green Deal real. So in this Circular Economy Action Plan, is appearing European strategy for textile, which is the thing that I am going to explain to you. We were taking a part in this strategy through through Euratex, through Consejo Interestilo Español. And well, the starting point I'm not gonna explain because Natalia Martinez Paramo, the girl from the European Commission, was explaining really good, and we don't have too many time. But the context is like all the things that we know related with how difficult it is to recycle, the creation of waste, the greenhouse emissions, the hazardous chemicals, and so on, that everybody knows. So I'm not gonna explain. Next slide, Edu, please. The document has 4 parts. The first part is introduction, that you can find a really good context about the impact of the sector. There you can find different links to get great information about what is the real impact of the textile industry. Sometimes the people say is the second polluted sector in the world, but this data for me is nothing. So there, in this context, you can find exactly which kind of pollution it could be coming from the textile sector. But in any case, this pollution comes from the manufacturers that are doing the operation here in Europe, because in Europe we have a really high standards of sustainability and social aspects. And later there are another 3 parts of the document that I would like to be a little bit more on side of that is related with actions and what to do to take this context that we were talking from the introduction and change to have a really sustainable sector. Everything is going to change in order the recyclability, the decarbonization, and so on, and it will be really a full change. In my mind, it's like if some companies has difficulties in the past in order to change their way of production, because we were passing from our grandparents or our parents' way to buy clothes to the fast fashion. Now everything is going to change again in order to be sustainable. So the change and the challenges are really huge. Next slide. I'm gonna explain to you a little bit the actions. The people is speaking about sustainability in textile sector really easy, like, oh, this is sustainable because it's organic cotton, so this is sustainable, and this is not. It means it is not only this part of the raw material. So from European Union, they are gonna focus like about what is really sustainable and what should be the requirements of eco-design. In the requirements will be things related with durability of the product, that nowadays there is not regulation about that, but durability will be inside of the regulation aspects, and will be another things related with recyclability, efficiency, more efficiency in production, recycled technologies, the eco-label, the environmental footprint, but the really one, not based on life cycle assessment, just with data. The European Union want to have the real number of carbon and water, and this is a huge challenge because it's not gonna be easy to collect all this information. So green public procurement will be there inside to non-hazardous chemicals and so on. So first of all, the thing that are gonna do is like, okay, we are gonna say what is sustainability in the textile sector, and not everybody could be using like easy this word. Later, another thing that they wanted to do is like stop the destruction of unsold garments. They put on the route, on the roadmap, the microplastic, which is important too. Everybody's starting to speak about microplastics. Okay, we need text methods, and we need to try to see how to fix that. So in the roadmap is there the microplastics. Information for the end consumers. It is saying in the document, in the Green Deal document that we were talking about, but here is again, okay, the consumers need information. Nowadays, you cannot see any information in any label based on legislation to have some information about what is more sustainable. And later, to get this, it will be necessary something to connect all the traceability and some tool. It is starting, everybody's starting to talk about the digital product passport, which we one tool in order to take all the traceability and to get information from each step in order to know the carbon and water footprint. And later, Mauro was introducing too the EPR schemes, the extended producer responsibility. Nowadays in Spain, we have on plastic. As Mauro was saying, in textile sector, it is only done in France, but it is gonna be coming to all the countries. And in the end, like, in order to, they are gonna try to stimulate and to do a strong, like, the production here, to help the producers and help to the recyclability that Mauro was explaining really good too. Next slide, please, Edu. Okay, in this first part, they wanted to say, they were writing some of the new initiatives that will be coming. And in this part of the document, they are saying, like, okay, how we are gonna do that? Like, okay, this will be the tools, but what will be the process? And in the process will be things regarding help the ecosystem that we were explaining in order to straight, like, the SMEs and to straight the sustainable production. They want to get out and not fast fashion, like, they wanted to somehow to create a new paradigm of fashion. So they wanted to delete the fast fashion concept. Even that, they were creating some pathway to do that, like, in order to use in the social nets and so on, that will be refashion now. With the European Bauhaus that was explaining Natalia Martinez. And later will be really important to do better the market surveillance. The market surveillance is really important because in order to all the social and environmental things that are doing here, okay, it should be done in other places too. So they are gonna move and they are gonna create legislation in order to do stronger this market surveillance. The support for the research and innovation and so on, and develop all the skills that will be needed in order to find this green transition that will be connected with the digital transition too. Next slide. Yes, and just in the end, in this part 4 of the document, the thing that they are doing is like, okay, we have, like, the roadmap about what things we need. We say to you how the process will be done, like, in different ways of support. And in the 4th part, they say, okay, we are gonna try to do this change in all the world. So they say that when they are gonna take a part in some forums and so on, they are gonna put over the table the European position. And later there are two important aspects too. First of all, in order the due diligence, even the business are not doing their production here, they should care about what is happening in the supply chain outside. This is a huge difference, because it's like, okay, create the legislation out of the borders. This is impressive. We will see how to do that. And in the other part is the textile waste. I think that everybody is known by everybody that there is a huge problem with the textile waste. Okay, we are not going to send this problem to anybody. We are gonna try to solve this problem in our own borders. And that's it. I was really fast in order to try to find a little bit of the time, and I opened to you the document. Please check the document. It's really easy document, not more than 10 pages. So go through the document, because it's gonna give to you what are the tools of the future and what will be the roadmap of the following steps in the textile sector. So Edu, next slide. But I think that is the conclusions is the thing that I was saying. Okay, with all this initiative, they wanted to do some transition. Edu, next slide. And later I got there for the people who want to see what will be like the next legal initiative. You have this document in the European Commission website. If you write like EU textile strategy, this roadmap is appearing for you, but I'm not going to say all the initiative, but you can see the most of the things that we were explaining related with digital product passport and when will be the timing, which is really important. Edu, if you want, you could pass like you have here like another key actions that they are gonna start to do. And Edu, you could pass to next slide, please. Okay, well, and here we have all the Textile team. Thank you very much for being listening me. And well, I don't know if somebody have some question that I could answer, but I wanted to say before that the people start with the questions that the most part of the things of the initiatives that are coming are on construction. I mean, if somebody asked to me, how will be the digital product passport? I could say, what is my idea? But there is not a regulation on that, or these instruments are not in tools. So I don't know if somebody have some questions. Somebody here maybe. Later there is not coffee. If somebody asks about the coffee, nobody do question for me. Okay, well, if I don't know in the chat, Edu, Natalia, could you check if there is some question in the chat?
No, David, we don't have questions.
One thing that we didn't say, and maybe it is nice to share, is like, well, I don't know who was doing, Raquel Cabanas was putting there my LinkedIn. It is nice if the people who is looking to us, like through the camera, put like their LinkedIn too, in order to do some kind of networking or something like that. I think that is not so difficult to do that, and maybe some good connections could be creating like for you in this event. So if somebody want to share in the chat their own profile from LinkedIn, open to do that. Well, I think that will be interesting for you, like the things that I was explaining, and I say to you that please go through this strategy to check what will be the future of the sector. And now, without more delay, I would like to give the floor to Alessandro. Alessandro works in the Regional Activity Center for Sustainable Consumption and Production. It is like that because it was changing the name not many time ago. It is some organization from the United Nations too. So it is an absolutely pleasure and really first level person like to explain to us today the We Made Awards, which comes from some project that he could explain to us now too, and we take a part there. And from this award, you have the challenge of take some resources in order to the startups and to the SMEs to go one step ahead. But now Alessandro will explain to you. Thanks, Alessandro.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much, David and Textile, for inviting us to this wonderful conference. My name is Alessandro Miraglia. As David said, I'm the team leader of the Networking and Communication Facility at MedWaves, the UNEMAP Regional Activity Center for SCP, working within the framework of the Barcelona Convention for the Protection of the Mediterranean. I think this is a very nice occasion to present our We Made Award. The We Made Award is actually an award which is policy-based and policy-oriented. It is policy-based because it's the results of a decision that the Conference of Parties of the Barcelona Convention adopted within the drafting of their Mediterranean strategy for a sustainable development. UNEMAP, the secretariat, which is based in Athens, thought that there was the need to acknowledge and recognize the eco-innovation that startups and SMEs are bringing about within the transition to SCP and circular economy. And I believe that being today the day of SMEs, it is of course very interesting to present this award and which are its objectives, but also which are the way we will be implementing it. First of all, again, the We Made Award is a way for us to recognize, to acknowledge the importance of eco-innovation and eco-innovation in terms of bottom-up innovation, which is again brought about by youth, by entrepreneurs, by technological centers, but also research institutes, by all those actors which are not traditionally linked, let's say, to the industrial sector, but have a lot of says in eco-innovation again and transition to just circular economy. The idea of the award being again the results of a decision of the UNEMA is to recognize those eco-innovation within the Mediterranean region. So both in the southern and northern, of course, shore of the Mediterranean, and also to inspire other startups, other entrepreneurs, but also industry to adopt new sustainable business models, integrating both social and environmental benefit, of course, along with economic benefit. But it's also, as said, being a policy-based instrument is also a way to emphasize the need to promote these transitions and to advocate with local and national governments in order to adopt more conducive policies for these eco-innovators, for these change makers, let's say. This year, the award is being organized jointly with Textile, and this is why we decided to assign a specific focus on textiles and fashion. Of course, reaching out to the very wide network of Textile, but also of the project we are implementing, and we will be funding this year's award, which is the Stand Up, an any CBC MED funded initiative, which is working both in the northern and southern Mediterranean to accelerate the transition to circular economy within the textile and fashion sector. We will have two different categories, a category which will recognize, let's say, eco-innovation in the northern shore of the Mediterranean, and another one in the southern shore of the Mediterranean. The total amount of funds which will be made available for this award are 60,000 euro. It's not much, but indeed it's also coupled with technical assistance they will directly receiving by our organization, Medwaves. We have decided also to reflect a number of strategies which corresponds to challenges that are to be taken within the value chain, and are also the results of an analysis and a baseline which has been made 2 years ago by our organization within the framework of the SwitchMed program with other partners in the Mediterranean. And our 5 specific strategies. The first one is prevent pollution and save resources. The second one is recover resources after disposal. The third one is extend resources use and resource disposal. The fourth one is increase resource utilization rate. And the fifth and last one is shift to circular supply and renewable resources. The idea is to promote a gradual approach to circular economy transition, and of course acknowledging, let's say, those eco-innovation which are active in one of these strategies, which are also corresponding to opportunities to increase their social, environmental, and economic benefit within, of course, the transition to a circular economy. Finally, selection criteria, following, let's say, the objective of the ENI CBC MED funded project Stand Up, we will mainly targeting startups and SMEs up to 10 years from their creation or their establishment within, of course, the textile and clothing sectors, with a very strong focus on this integration between social, environmental, and economic benefit, and of course, led by youth or women. So I hope to see you in the next award ceremony, which will be held here in Barcelona. The call for application will open in September. We hope to celebrate all together in November the winner of this competition. Thank you again, and I hope I have stayed in my 5 minutes. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Alessandro. Well, this project is really great one. Some of the participants of Circoax are in stand-up, and I think that from this project will appear many beautiful things related with the policy papers that we are working these awards and so on. I think that you didn't say what are the countries that are working in the project, but we are working with Egypt, with Lebanon, with Tunis, Italy, and Spain. And we are trying to create a perfect ecosystem in order to empower the woman and the circular economy approach. So Alessandro, thank you very much. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you here, and really beautiful to be working with you in projects. Well, now is the moment of the Circoax presentations. This event is fixed on this Circoax project. Circoax is an acceleration program funding we do that with COSME funding, and in this project we have like many different startups, from platforms, from brands, manufacturers, educational programs, and all these different startups are facing different challenges. So it's really beautiful to be working with them, because each one is trying to take one problem, like environmental or social problem, and they are helping like to try to face it. It is amazing to see. We were explaining like the European textile strategy, and it is amazing to feel that the most part of these startups are facing one of the challenges that this strategy is trying to do. So they are like working on like in vanguard time. And today we are going to explain to you like 10 different, I think that are less than 10 initiatives. 9, I think so. And the first one that I hope that it will be ready is like the Fghr project. They are coming from France, and they are trying to integrate the sustainable and circular clothing companies, looking for desk makers and demand, and trying to work. They are offering people like some kind of special training in order to do like the integration of these sustainable and circular clothing companies. So I don't know if you are ready there to explain the project.
Yes, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, Loic.
Yes, Loic, yes.
Hello,
hello everybody, nice to meet you. And thank you for your invitation, Circoax, and thank you for your support to our training program.
Now, thanks to you, and the floor is yours, Lox, just to explain your project.
Okay, so I work for both two organizations. The first one is Fashion Green Hub. It's a sustainable textile organization. We have 350 B2B members, and we are based in France. And I work also for Atelier Agile, which is a textile factory, which is specialized in upcycling, and it's also specialized in production to demand. And our new factory just opened in May this year, and we are doing printing, cutting, assembling for garments and home textile. Okay. And okay, we are based in north of France, and north of France in Roubaix, exactly. It was a capital for textile industry long time ago. Lot of factories a long time ago, and now we've got very high unemployment, but we've got a lot of motivated entrepreneurs, and we are producing textile again in Roubaix, and our demand is growing. So as the demand is growing, we need some people to work in our factories. So we decided to train these people, and they are all unemployed people. They have no job at this time, and we train them to textile industry with upcycling specialization. So I've got a short presentation. I can share it with you. Can you see it? Okay, you can see it. So our three main objectives is train, animate, and demonstrate. So Atelier Agile, so you can see a few pictures of our factory. So as I was saying, we do cutting, printing, and assembling. And okay, thanks to Fghr, we can develop our training programs. And we've got two training, so our training programs is to, first of all, they are free of charge because they are for people with no job. And they are very specialized in upcycling. And they are really fast training programs. So we've got two. The first one, we call it de l'or dans les mains. It's gold in your hands. And it's one session is to 6 to 8 people. So it's very small group of people because it's really individual training. This short program is 4 days only, and it's really learning by doing. So we see if these people are like manufacturing, if they like working with their hands. And okay, if these people are like this industry, we propose them a longer training, which is called Upcycling Couture 2. It's again, it's a small group, and this one is longer, is 60 days, 30 days in our training program, and also 30 days in internship within another factory, which is a member of our association. So during these 60 days, they learn the basics of simple industrial tailoring. They learn the specifics of upcycling, like sorting, unit cut, dismantling. And they learn how to transform clothes from overstock into simple textile objects. And the target of this program for these unemployed people is to find a job or to continue with a longer training program or to start their own business. Okay, it was my presentation. So I don't know if anybody has some questions, but I will be happy to reply.
Well, Lloyd, thank you very much, and thank you because you were taking like the 5 minutes time. Congratulations, because you have in your hands a really nice project with huge social impact and environmental impact too. So congratulations for all the things that you are doing, and thanks for being inside of a Fghr program. I don't know if somebody have some question in the chat, but if not, we can follow with the next. I think that we don't have any question.
No, we don't have.
Perfect. Well, Loic, again, thank you very much, and we are really proud of you, and it is an absolutely pleasure to have you here.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you. Now we are gonna move from France to here to Spain to listen the project of Pigmentalia from Silvia Grau. Silvia, I don't know if you are ready. Yes. Well, Silvia has textile blonde. I think that she doesn't have blonde like cotton in their well, inside of their body, because their family was working like in textile sector from some generations ago. So Silvia, the floor is yours. Remember that we have like 5 minutes, okay, by each panelist. So Silvia, when you want, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Hello to everybody. I'm Silvia from Grau S.A., and I'm going to introduce you Pigmentalia project. Grau S.A. is a textile dyeing and finishing company with more than 150 years of experience, and we are the lead partner of Pigmentalia. And at Pigmentalia, we want to develop a 100% sustainable dyeing process and overcome some of the challenges that the textile industry is facing nowadays. So in this sense, Pigmentalia born to face three main challenges of the industry. First challenge is that wet processes and, for example, dyes traditionally require lots of resources, water, energy, chemicals. So we are looking for a more efficient methodology or process that requires less water, less energy, and less chemicals. Challenge number two is that regenerated fabrics still represent a small percentage within the whole fabrics treated nowadays. So even the quantity of recycled fabrics is increasing, it still represents, or it is still very low. So in Pigmentalia, we are using only regenerated fabrics coming both from other materials, for example, recycled plastics, or from other fabrics. And challenge number three is that the use of recycled or eco dyes is still anecdotal. In the industry, it is still very difficult to find big batches or industrial batches produced with ecological dyes, as some properties such as fastness are still difficult to achieve. And through Pigmentalia, we want to find a safe and an eco range that allows us to scale it industrially. So that's why in this project, we are partnering with some chemical providers, international and big chemical providers, who are helping us to find the best solution. We are testing different dyeing ranges, some coming from natural resources, other recycled and even compostable dyes. And thanks to their expertise, we are making the most of the ranges and doing some tests to find the best mix. So to summarize, at Pigmentalia, we are closing the loop through a 360 degrees sustainable process. As said, we are using regenerated fabrics coming from plastic waste or from other textiles, dyed with eco dyes, natural, recycled, or compostable dyes, and using a more efficient methodology that requires less water, less energy, and less time. So it was a quick recap of who is Pigmentalia and what are we doing. But if you have any doubt, you can ask me or you can contact me through LinkedIn, and it will be a pleasure to explain you more about Pigmentalia. Thank you very much.
Well, Silvia, thank you very much. Well, I don't know if somebody has some question, but if not, just to say like that these kind of projects are really good because the scalability is huge. Silvia was explaining perfectly, like what about the substitute like chemical dyes like by eco-based one, the same with the raw materials, and they are working from the industrial part, from the manufacturer part. So something that they are gonna develop later, many clients could catch it and do this scalability. So Silvia, thank you very much. If no questions, we are gonna follow like the next presentation. That is Julia Escrivá. I don't know if it's over there. Julia, are you connected?
Hi, David. Good morning. This is Irene today.
Irene, perfectly. Well, Irene, the floor is yours, like to introduce what is Julia Escrivá company, and thanks for being here and for taking part in Circoax project.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for organizing the event and for inviting us. I'm going to try to share the presentation with you. And before starting, I would like also to apologize because I'm very sick today and I don't have much voice, but let's try. So, my name is Irene. I'm a co-founder of Fghr. And Fghr, I would like to say that we were born to change the fashion industry. We are a designer clothing brand from Barcelona that incorporates thermoregulatory technology that was developed for NASA. So basically, we create clothing that adapts to the temperature that your body needs among a comfort range. We were born basically we have heard many times that we all know the fashion industry is the second most polluting industry in the world, and it is expected that by 2050 the planet is going to be uninhabitable. And even though, of course, those data doesn't apply to Europe, but we all know that many companies do manufacture in countries with less environmental restrictions. So it is part of our responsibility to also act locally. Besides that, fashion industry is one of the most that creates more mental disorders as a result of unrealistic beauty standards and beauty stereotypes. So we also want to break with all that. Our mission is to become the reference brand in technology and sustainability. So what are we doing to achieve that? First, by applying smart textiles and technology to our fabrics, what we accomplish is we don't need to use that many layers. So at the end, we reduce the textile consumption. We also contribute due to our the way we work to the reduction of stocks. We of course produce locally, and we are working in developing some technology to recycle in-house to make a circularity without the use of water in the recycling process. So in Fghr, we create thermoregulatory technology, thermoregulatory clothing, and also genderless designs, with timeless designs and timeless colors. Because with that, we create a more inclusive brand and we make the life cycle of the product longer. Very quickly, this is our team. We are basically two co-founders, Julia, which is the designer and expert in smart textiles, and me, that I'm more specialized in the business development part. But then we have people in our team also with more than 20 years experience in business, marketing, finance, and sustainability fields. Due to focus you will probably know some of our main competitors. We offer design, we offer technology, and we offer sustainability. So if we had to position ourselves somewhere in this competition chart, we would be here. And as I mentioned, right now we are applying this technology that was developed for NASA in our textile, but we don't focus only in that. We are also experimenting, and we are also applying other kind of technologies, like some fabrics that give vitamins to the body, or thermochromic technologies. So we are always investigating and applying new technologies to our brand. And besides that, we believe that sustainability has to be 360 degrees. So that's why we worry about technology itself to the clothing, about circularity, but also about how we sell the products, about applying technology in all our supply chain. So right now we are working on creating our e-commerce with an exclusive software that is going to, what it's going to do is, you as a consumer, you can go there and you will create an avatar with your face and your body sizes, and you will be able to try in 3D our clothing to see how it fits you in a very realistic way. And besides that, we're also working in creating a calculator, a textile calculator, that is going to allow us to calculate in a real way together with institutions how, which is the water impact or the carbon impact in the industry due to our production. So right now, still no, we don't have more time due to the climate emergency. But besides that, consumers are becoming more conscious, and consumers are asking all over the world to risk more change and to receive solutions or also for them. We see also in smart textiles an increase, a lot of opportunities. It's growing year after year. And now it's very common to see them in sports industry, in sports fashion. Now we want to make this jump and apply this to urban fashion itself. So basically, as we are applying a lot of effort in marketing, because we are a startup and quite a new company. But this is also only to represent and to explain that we can be a sustainable company, we can be an inclusive company, and we can offer fair prices to our consumers and with interesting margins to ourselves. So it is possible to be profitable and to be sustainable with the society and with the environment. Right now, we are planning to make the market launch here in Spain and together with some European countries. But we want to make the jump. We are a very international focused company. So some of our target areas are USA and Asia Pacific. Here you can see some reference of our products, some pictures of the clothing that we do. And also we presented our collections in 2020 and in 2021 in the Zero 80 Fashion runway. Here you can also see some of the designs that we did in last year runway that was together with the net new that Montal was explained. And basically, our plans during the following years to have some growth until we achieve at least around 5 million euros by 2022. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any doubts, do not hesitate to let us know anytime.
Very much for your presentation. Even your voice was the best, but thank you for being here and for doing that effort. And now the next panelist will be Teresa Porta from the Med company, and she's gonna explain to us in which is the context of the project and what they are doing. So Teresa, thank you.
Can we put the presentation? Edu, please, can you put the PowerPoint? Thanks. Well, hello, everyone. First of all, thank you, Circoax, for inviting us. I'm Teresa Porta, and today I will give a short presentation about this new brand project, which is called From the Med, Slow Med Deco, which is inspired by the Mediterranean. Next, please. We are a company located in a small town close to Barcelona, where we've got our own facilities and machines to produce our products. We are a brand specialized in producing and commercializing technical fabrics, products and accessories for home and garden, such as hammocks, pillows, curtains, chairs, and other related accessories. Our project is based on a slow med deco philosophy, as we promote a slower lifestyle. In other words, this means that we want to offer the opportunity to decorate the spaces of a home in a way that invites the pause, the retreat, and the disconnection of the hectic life we live in big cities. Next, please. So our purpose is to provide home and garden accessories for people to enjoy a comfortable, sociable, and above all, a responsible lifestyle, as we participate in creating a more local and sustainable industry that bets on responsible products. We encourage people to replace fast consumable products with durable ones, promoting responsible consumption and waste reduction. With our products, we also want to contribute to the decarbonization of the planet, as the process involved in the production present low environmental impact. Therefore, we aspire to become a leading brand of home and garden accessories by developing original, authentic, and sustainable products. Next. The objective of this project is to develop a new technical iCat fabric that will be later used in our wooden hammocks and chairs. The wood that we use comes from ecologically managed European forests, as it is labeled with the Forest Steward Council seal, which is the most demanding certificate in environmental management. We are making a sustainable process as we use recycled materials and a new eco-friendly waterproof process. And lastly, we study all the processes and materials involved in our production to assure the minimum environmental impact in all the phases of the process. Next. iCat comes from a millenary technique that was developed in different countries simultaneously, because it arose in the same time in countries like Japan, Mexico, and Indonesia, among other countries. And it consists of applying a pattern on the yarn and the warp of the fabric before the woven process. We've been inspired by this technique to create a highly durable technical iCat fabric with authentic and original designs. The main difference between conventional prints is that instead of printing just one side with the design, leaving the other side of the fabric white and non-printed, using our technique, both sides of the same fabric are printed. This means that we can produce products like chairs or hammocks with the same design printed on both sides, and this represents an added value for this type of products. Next. Next, because it's a video. We've been developing a whole new entire process and a machine to apply the designs on the warp inspired by the iCat technique. It's a dry printing process without the use of water and chemicals, and we are in the progress of developing it using only renewable energy, which we aim to achieve in short term. The inks that we are using are certified according to the OECOTEX test, and with our innovative process, we achieve the penetration of the ink in the yarn that it's a very difficult process to achieve. That's why the most complex process of this project is to obtain intense colors. We are currently finishing the industrialization process, so we are going from the pilot machine to the industrial one. Another video we've got in the next slide. Well, here in this video, you can see our loom when the printed warp and weft become the fabric. Wait, next. Okay, so the new technical iCat fabric that we are producing can be used in all types of products, but ideally it aims to be used in products like hammocks, chairs, or curtains, because as I said before, we've got the same design applied on both faces of the fabric. Next. Finally, to sum up, we want to show that the products that we are producing have an added value because the fabric is made from recycled materials and it is 100% recyclable. We follow a sustainable process with less water consumption. We differ from the standard fabrics because we print both sides of it, which are ideal for hammocks, chairs, and curtains. And last and foremost, the fabric we made is 4 times more durable than the same fabric made out of cotton. And that's all. Thank you for your attention. Don't hesitate to contact us through this mail if you have any further questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Teresa. Well, till now we were with educational projects, manufacturer projects, a brand related to fashion, and now a brand in home textile, but they are starting to do like different process, so they are quite vertical, which is quite interesting for them. They are really brave because they are trying to get this verticality and going through the process, which is the most difficult thing. So congratulations again, and thanks for being here. And well, before the next ones, before starting, I would like to say something from the project that I didn't explain till now very well. In the project, we are taking a part with another partners in this Fghr program, CED, which are here Mercedes and Jose Fran. Thank you very much for being here today. They are educational institute regarding with design. We have another ones which are like Finova. They are helping us through the video, so thanks for them too. They are really high specialized on communication, and it is really sweet to work with them because they are always doing everything really good. Later with is to like the Fghr Project is like some kind of organization which helps some brands, and later the French ones, sorry that I have Circulab, sorry, because always are the same names like Circular Lab and blah, blah, and I didn't catch it now. I was forgetting. Circular Lab, which are doing like circular economy projects through France, and later we from Textile. So as you can feel, we have like different stakeholders inside of this Fghr project, and it's really a pleasure to be working with all of them, and in this project trying to help all these companies. And now we are gonna go with
David, just before moving on, we have a question from Hector Del Arco, which is from the Met.
Okay. So Teresa, could you come here again? Or maybe I could give to you the microphone. Yes, Hector, ask. Or could you show the question to us?
Yeah, the question is, which kind of recycled materials are you using?
In general, we are using mostly plastic bottles, but in general, it's plastic, recycled plastic.
Okay, perfect. I don't know if it's enough to Hector Del Arco, but you are using like polyester. Okay, perfect. Polyester has like more durability, and it is coming from waste, from post-consumer waste. So it's like this raw material is coming like from waste. Perfect. I don't know if there is some question more, Natalia, or we could introduce the next one. Okay, I will.
That's all.
Perfect. Well, now we are going to move, I think, to Canarias Island, but I am not sure. Isabel, are you over there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody.
No, Isabel, sorry, you are in France.
Yes, I'm in France.
Yes, perfectly. I wanted you to be in Canarias Island taking some holidays, but not. It is not the case. Well, so Isabel, the floor is yours. Thank you very much. Remember that we have like 5 minutes per each panel.
I know.
Last questions. And thank you very much for being here. So the floor is yours.
Okay, I will be short. So let me share my screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm Isabelle Daide from Vivalus, and I will present you the From Trash to Life project that I developed with MIH, so Material Hub, Innovation Hub in Spain. So as you certainly know, almost 54% of post-consumer clothing is exported from France, and some of them are finishing in landfill or incinerators. So to avoid this pollution, Vivalus has developed ethical and responsible solutions for recycling post-consumer textiles into consumer goods. So these goods, consumer goods, are recyclable and made locally. So in Vivalus, we have three lines of development, three axes. The first one is a transformation of the post-consumer textiles into new materials as with the non-woven process. So we can have felt and composite materials. So the composites is the innovation of Vivalus. They are made of 50% of post-consumer textiles. And we have some plates with different thickness from 1 millimeters to 10 millimeters, and they are alternative of wood. So you can imagine all the possibilities, all the application that we can have with this material. We can paint it, we can cut it, and so make a lot of things. The second axis is the transformation into consumer goods. As a business gift, I have developed a collection of business gifts and home decoration accessories. And the third line is a service to companies that want to recycle their own deposit. And we work together to find solution and to reintroduce the new product into the value chain. So Vivalus is a young startup. It was born at the beginning of the year 2022. I've been working for group as Decathlon, La Redoute, Auchan. I'm engineer. I studied in textile. I have a partnership with IdeMaker, with Noemi, who is also engineer and designer. So let me introduce a little bit IdeMaker. So IdeMaker is an European partner who is specialized in the transformation of deposit into new materials. And as they said, they are a kind of alchemist, and they also have an experience in design and in prototype new product. So that's why we have shared our experience and decided to develop together in Fghr program the project From Trash to Life. So the idea of the project is to develop a range of furniture and hangers with an objective of design, of aestheticism, and through the colors. So the main step of the project is first step, the color sorting of post-consumer clothing. Then we will study the design of small furniture and hangers, and then transform them into soft and hard materials, then prototype the new product. At the end of the year, we want to make a crowdfunding campaign in order to have more visibility. So here you can have the idea, the idea of the hangers that we have developed. So the draft of hangers that Noemi have done, the 3D view, and then the realization, sorry. So the development of the fabric and of the materials is ongoing, work is in progress. So as you can see of this picture, we have developed the color range, so 3 range of colors, the blue one, the purple, and the brown and orange range. We have sent these ranges to the sorting center. Here you can see the picture of the application, and then we have transformed this this post-consumer clothing into fibers. So we will continue also. We will continue the months coming. So feel free to contact us if you want to have more information, and you can follow us only on LinkedIn or Instagram. Thanks for your listening.
Well, Isabel, thank you very much. And you are touching one of the points that we're saying that is really important for the European Commission in the future, that is like what to do with the post-consumer waste. So it was really a pleasure to listen to you, and we are really proud of you because you are working really hard trying to go ahead with this project, which is not difficult to find the market. So congratulations, Isabel, and we are
Thank you.
for whatever you want. And now we are going to move again to Spain with Federico Sainz de Robles, Endless Garments project that comes from Sepia brand. Federico, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. The floor is yours, Fede. Thank you very much for being here, and it's a pleasure.
Okay, great. I'm going to share my presentation. So, hi everyone. Thank you so much for having us here. And thank you so much for having us on Circoax. We are Sepia, and we are a fashion brand who really thinks that design should be about solving problems and helping people, and that's what we try to do with our garments, using innovation, new materials, and technology in order to create garments that are good for the user and also good for the environment. We were born in 2016, and we developed garments that have different properties in order to give comfort to the users, such as antibacterial, stain resistant, no smell, or no wrinkles. So the user will feel way more comfortable during the day. The garments will need less care, and we also try to make them as sustainable as possible. We develop everything from the raw material to the final garment, and we do it 100% in Spain and Portugal. So the whole textile process takes place in Spain, and then some of the sewing process takes place in Portugal. And our goal, as I said, is to make it as sustainable as possible. If we compare one of our shirts to a regular cotton shirts, we are talking about a reduction of more than 99% on water consumption, and we are also carbon neutral since 2019. And we also have a few environmental certifications that prove that what we try to do is as sustainable as possible. And our goal with this project is to make 100% industrial circular garment. Nowadays, we have a 100% recyclable and recycle fabric, which comes from recycled polyester, and it's since its monomaterial, it is 100% recyclable. In this project, we are together with our factory in Portugal, and what we try to do is to make the whole garment to be 100% recyclable. So nowadays, as I said, our fabric is 100% recyclable, but not the trimmings or the interlinings that we are using. So in order to recycle the whole garment, we also need to have all these things that involve the whole product to be also the same material to be able to recycle it completely. So what we try to do is like to put the shirt or the pants or all the garments that we are doing to be able to create a new garment out of these old garments. We've been doing the research and development in order to get and to manufacture all these interlinings made out of the same materials, as well as the trimming. We are finishing the prototyping, and then we will start with the validations and all the manufacturing process, and also the process in order to get the recyclability, sorry. With our factory in Girona, which is the one that creates the yarn and also that recycles all these kind of materials. So what we try to do is, as I said, to introduce all these eco design process from the very beginning in order to be able to create garments that can come from recycled materials and that also can have another life. because we strongly believe that the circularity is the only way to make fashion real sustainable in the future. That's the team activities that we have with the factory, the laboratories, and the company that will recycle the whole products after the end of the life garment. And that's all. We are Sepia, and I'm here for answering any questions that you could have. Thank you so much.
Well, Fede, thank you very much, and congratulations for Sepia, because you are one of the best cases in Spain doing innovation in the product, and congratulations too, because now you are facing like the close the loop, and it is not easy, and you are gonna do for sure, because always all the things that you wanted to do, you are able to do. So congratulations. I don't know if there is some question on the table or here. No. Well, so again, Fede, thank you very much, and we are. Yes, congratulations. Well, so now we are gonna come from the branch part to the manufacturers part. Again, we have here from Girona, Carles Valeri from Filba spinning manufacturers, that they are here with the Redefon Bode project. So Carles, the floor is yours. So when you want, thank you very much.
Thank you. You listen me well?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So good morning. I am Carles Valeri from the company from Filba, as David said. We are one of those companies that David says that explain that we are recycling raw materials, or we are using recycled raw materials in Spain for many years. We are a spinning mill company that based in Girona and have more than 40 years, more or less, with pre-consumer recycled cotton, for knitting, for weaving, for upholstery, for different uses. Okay. Right now, with this pre-consumer recycled cotton that is being used for the parts that are not being used in the cutting, finishing, and knitting of these raw materials, are being used for us for mixing with post-consumer recycled cotton. Now the project is totally different. So in the project, it is to use the post-consumer recycled cotton. This post-consumer recycled cotton comes from the clothes that people has been used for many years, that till now are going to the basket or are being burned in some plants. And now the project is to use this post-consumer recycled cotton. To use this post-consumer recycled cotton, we will help with our customer that will send to us these clothes, and we will recycle, triturate it again with cotton, to triturate this raw material, and will be again cotton. Cotton that has the difficulty of that this raw material is waste, that this raw material will be shorter, that this raw material has some chemical products that be from the previous use, and also with the difficulty that maybe there will not be always the same composition. There will be different compositions. So this will be mixed with some recycled polyester, post-consumer also, and the objective is to get yarn, yes, the yarn that we can use, and that our customer will have the possibility to produce a product that can go then to the shops. This product can be for knitting, for weaving, we don't know yet. It will depend on the quality of this post-consumer recycled raw material and how can be spun in our company. So this is based is our project. Till now, the things for the last 14 years, we have different steps and difficulties. Right now, we are going back some years because the post-consumer recycled cotton is a new object for us, a new project that we think that we can go ahead. So if you have any doubt, you can let me know. Thank you for your explanation.
Well, Carles, thank you very much for the project, and congratulations, because you are facing one of the things that we were talking about, the European textile strategy regarding to find solution for the post-consumer. And thank you very much for being alive and for be working every day to do a stronger manufacturer position here in Spain. So congratulations, and absolutely a pleasure to be working with you every day. So whatever you need, we are yours. Carles, well, I don't know if somebody has some question in the chat. If not, we are gonna present the next one. I think that there is no question. No question. Well, thank you very much. So Carles, again, thank you very much, and
thank you.
See you soon. Thank you. Well, we are going to move to another spinners. Frances Sola, I don't know if he's here. Frances, are you?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here, David. A pleasure.
Well, so go ahead. We are a little bit bad of time, so in interest of time, try to take like this 5 minutes time.
Yes. I will be as quick as possible. Let me show you the first page of our web page. Fghr Fashion is a spin-off of the company Hilatures Arnau. Hilatures Arnau is a traditional spinning mill since 1947 that produce yarn coming from the recycled wool. With this project that born thanks to the COVID in 2019, we are focused into develop different textile products like you can see here, okay, using different materials. One of them is the wool, the traditional wool. I will show you at the end, but mixing with some very special yarns, vegetable yarns that we consider are sustainable enough in order to change the traditional fibers that we have in our sector. Okay, the website is concentrated more on these products, but we have also other different products. For us, it's very important to use our certification as a global recycle standard, being very precise on the supply chain on the recyclability. The yarns that we are producing are all with these kind of characteristics. For us, it's very important to change a little bit the current fibers that are using in the market. We are using, especially in this case, let me show you. Let me pass the next slide. Products, fibers like a hemp. You can see here some characteristic of this material is resistant, antimicrobial, insulating, fresh and absorbent and durable textile fiber of a plant origin. For us, it's very interesting to develop products with this kind of fiber. The other one is a kapok fiber. Some of you maybe have been heard something about that. Of course, is a fiber coming from the zeba tree. The problem is the footprint of this product is questioned because it's coming from Malaysia. So we are trying to think with the most nearest fibers that we have around. So that's why, thanks to Fghr Project, we are changing a little bit our first view. Using these fibers into more nearest possibilities. Okay. The other one is bamboo. Bamboo is a cellulose, especially because it has a unique chemical radical that is a very powerful natural bactericide. So, and thanks to the project, we want to develop a new wool coming from the most nearest ships that we have in Catalonia. So we are trying to develop products with with sustainable products characteristics with this kind of wool. So this is our project, and thanks to Fghr, we are here. So if you have any questions about that, that will be very helpful to answer you. Thank you, David.
Frances, a pleasure. It is a really good case. Okay, you are trying to find verticality and you are trying to recover raw materials like close one. So amazing project and congratulations. I don't know if somebody have some question. If not, we can go to the next one. I think not, but thank you very much again, and a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you very much.
Well, the next panelist will be Álvaro González. We are going to change from the spinners again to a brand, but with high technology raw material developed, which is Niwex. They are going to introduce to us some kind of I don't know how to say this kind of product. It's like canoeing. Well, he's going to explain better to us. It's like to do this kind of sport that you are throwing yourself through the middle of the river, jumping and these kind of things. So they are going to explain to you how they were developing this new raw material. Álvaro, are you there?
Yes. Hello, David. I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Okay, so Álvaro,
I would like to...
The floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I will share my presentation to explain you better what is Niwex and canyoning, this sport, very known near Spain and France. Well, we are a group of 3 friends. We started in Spain 3 years ago, and we are here to bring a solution, an alternative for the traditional neoprene made from petrol and limestone. Our product, our wetsuits are done by EcoPren. It's a natural rubber, and we detect 2 problems in 2019 when we start. Of course, the ecological alarm, the climate crisis, and the textile industry is one of the 3 most contaminant. In parallel, there was a complete lack of specialist companies working for this sport that has more than 1 million practicants around the world. So there we come with our proposal. We are sustainable, specialized, as I mentioned. We are innovative, but we are people in the sector. We have experience in textile, and we are circular. And in this point, then I will explain all the solutions that CircoAx is giving us to say that we are circular. We are three group of friends. 2 of us are with previous experience in textile industry, and of course the 3 of us are fans of the outdoor sports. Well, about the product we use is, of course, completely natural. Julex is the only certified ecological brand, 100% certified. And well, they know us personally, and they validated our products. We meet them in Italy, but we buy their products, and all the other part is done in Spain. That is an important point for the footprint. Our main product is the wetsuits, but we also create shirts, socks. They have great acceptance in our community. An important point is that we have potential to be very scalable. We know that we start with canyoning because it's our main sport, but we can continue in other sports and in other areas like health and fashion. Well, and now CircoAx, we start this year with a partner in Italy. called Pangaya, and we are developing other secondary products to give a second life to our wetsuits, and also to other wetsuits from other brands that are our competence, but we don't care. We will receive in specific points of Europe, and we will recycle and bring to the world products like yoga mats or flip flops, because we cannot allow us to bring more waste. So all our products, we will track them, and we will be in touch with our customers to reuse them when the cycle is finished, the first cycle of use, to create second things. And this is done in partner with Pangaya, and thanks to Circoax. Well, we are now in the market. 2 months ago, we are selling in our website, and also to professional tourist outdoor companies. We sell in bulk to them, because as I mentioned, there were not specialized brands before Newex. There are others that we are in the top of the list, because we are giving all the solutions for this sport. Well, we start, as I said, 3 years ago. Then finishing last 2021, we have a crowdfunding. It was very successful, and now we're in the market. These are our social media. You are invited to follow us. Our plan is to be selling all around the world in 3 years, and we think we will be around 3,000 of units of our first product, but we have a secondary options. And now we are in an open investment round. Our goal is to fund to raise 200,000 euros, and it's closing in September. And well, this is all. You are all invited to join our community. And thank you for the audience, and especially to Circoax for the invitation.
These new garments to the canoeing, like seems that not more neopreno, that you have a great solution, like with from renewable sources, probably without shape any microplastic and so on. So congratulations for everything. Like you are creating a new company, with a new product. So congratulations for that. I don't know if somebody have some question in the chat that I can see that is too.
No questions.
Okay, perfect. Well, so we are gonna, Alvaro, again, thank you very much, and whatever you need, we are yours. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We are gonna listen like the last panelist of today, Daniele Elsener from Swido. I don't know if you are there. It will be like the last startup that we are gonna listen today, but remember that inside of Circoax program, we have like 30 different startups. As you can feel, we have like educational programs, manufacturers, brands, and some new develop. Daniel, are you there? I don't know if from thank you, Edu. Well, so we are almost to finish.
Hey, can you hear us? Sorry.
Are you there?
Hello. Good morning from New York.
Wow, you are two. Perfect.
Yes.
The end 1 and 2. Perfect.
Yes. All right, we'll go ahead and take it away.
Yes.
Here we go.
And thanks for being here.
Absolutely, thank you. And thank you so much for taking the time to learn about ZWDO today. We are Zero Waste Design Online, an international collective that develops online educational resources in the field of Zero Waste Design and Systems Thinking for Fashion. I'm Danielle Elsener from New York.
And I'm Cassandra Belanger. I'm based in Glasgow, originally from Canada.
So with ZWDO, we seek to transform the industry through education, community, open collaboration, and open dialogue around garment construction, pattern cutting, design methods, and innovative use of technology. We're registered as a not-for-profit in France and have been in operation since 2021. And one of the main reasons we're here today is due to the sheer volume of waste created by the fashion industry, as everyone knows. It's been estimated that 80% of the garment's climate impact is generated by fabric itself. And while it's estimated that the industry produces approximately 400 billion square meters of textile fabric every year, an average of 15 to 25% is wasted on the cutting floor. The vast majority of this is not recycled or reused. That's actually a really low estimate. It's only reflective of the global north, so we don't know what those actual numbers truly are. And the vast majority of this waste ends up incinerated or in landfills. There's been a huge push to eliminate post-consumer waste, but no one ever really addresses the issue of pre-consumer waste, which is what's made before a garment is even made. There are many practices working to resolve this issue of fabric waste through different methods of upcycling or re-roll. But we're going to talk today about one of the most effective methods of waste reduction, which is zero waste design. So when we talk zero waste design, it develops methods for the design of a garment that does not produce waste in its production. So 100% of fabric is used through pattern engineering and good design. It's basically placing all the pattern pieces together in fabric like a jigsaw-like arrangement. So zero waste design practice implies a shift from linear thinking to circular organization, where authentic collaboration happens, resulting in the best sustainable design practices. So where do you go if you want to learn more about the history, implications, or design methods related to zero waste design? You go to Zero Waste Design Online. It's exactly why we started ZWDO as a go-to resource for all things zero waste. Previously, there had not really been any resources available if you wanted to find all the information in one spot. So 4 of us came together from around the world to create this ecosystem of community, collaboration, and education. We are the experts in the field of zero waste design, from industry to academia and home sewing. We cover all of it. We have Cassandra. She is currently in Glasgow and focuses on home sewing. She has more than 10 years in this world of home sewing and education. Mylène, who's from France, who created a minimal waste design team with the brand Decathlon and designs zero waste patterns for home sewers. We have myself, Danielle, who owns Decode MFG. It's the first zero waste apparel manufacturing facility that we know of. We have Holly, who's the Associate Professor of Materializing Futures at TU Delft, and also is the co-author of the book, Zero Waste Fashion Design. And we have Hillary, who comes from a background of policy and sustainable fashion research. She's a newest addition to our team and is a very lovely addition. So as I mentioned, we came together in the summer of 2020 out of frustration and an understanding that we could help the future of the fashion industry and individuals alike. We took the power of our collective information and melded it into one hub that is Zero Waste Design Online. So back in April of 2020, Holly and Cassandra ran their first online workshop. And then in July of that year, they joined forces with Mylène and myself to create Zero Waste Design Online. And in March, we registered as a nonprofit in France. And since then, we've been very busy. So with everything we do, we aim to create a safe and inclusive space for people to come together to learn, explore, and collaborate on zero waste design and systems thinking. We believe that change starts with education, but each of our respective experiences show that there are multiple topics that conventional schools just don't cover, though they are really essential to the building of a sustainable future. So as designers, researchers, industry consultants, and makers, we come from different backgrounds, countries, privileges with different access to education. We recognize that there's a lack of information when trying to learn about zero waste design. So our objective is to provide online alternate education resources that are accessible from anywhere in the world We want all garment makers to be equipped with a sharper understanding of both systemic issues that we need to address of the potential of solutions that can be developed together. We have come together to develop the first platform of its kind, one that creates a really great learning space. It's a platform that promotes innovative methods, techniques, and thinking for a better fashion future. We are currently building an e-learning platform that is meant to serve the needs of the industry, academics, designers, and home sewers. Our work fits into many categories across the landscape of the fashion industry. But as I mentioned, we're focusing our time and energy over the next year to launch a Kickstarter and fund our e-learning course. This will lead to 2023, where we are looking to expand our offerings into the world of industry engagement with focused offerings specifically around industry. Our objective for 2022 was to find a sustainable way to run zero waste design online. This included creating and launching our MVP of our e-learning platform, establish a fair governance structure, activating our community, and enhancing our funding. So for 2022 to 2023, we aim to continue developing our content and curriculums for this e-learning course that we are launching in September 22. This summer, we're working on a rebranding to focus more on industry relevance. We're registering as a community interest company in Scotland, as well as launching a Kickstarter, of course, and our finished course. So past that, we're looking to develop industry-specific e-learning that will film in spring and summer of 2023 and will be ready for market by autumn of 2023. We've mapped out our sphere of influence in order to understand the true impact of what we can offer through zero waste design online. This includes academia, home sewers, designers, consumers, universities, and corporations. So there's a huge spectrum of what we're able to influence in the world of fashion. And so we're taking the first steps to make the most we can. So that's it for us. Thank you so much for letting us join you today. And please reach out with any questions, thoughts, concerns. And we look forward to speaking with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing. You are creating a community and from the base without create waste and so on. So it's really beautiful, the project that you have in your hands. I don't know if there is some questions, but if not, we are going to finish with some video from some people who cannot be here. SDE. Edu, could you turn on that video? We are not listening the song, Edu.
In Portugal, which is Rocha, and which is very happy to join this process and to find a good option for the sustainability of the goods.
Hello, I am Laurence Depont. I am the sales manager for SDE. SDE is a French company selling home linen, all the textiles that goes in the house. It means cushions, bed cover, bed linen, bath linen, aprons, kitchen towels, etc. We mainly sell B2B. We sell to shops that we sell to end user, and we have a web B2C activity as well. At SDE, we have a general manager that is really addicted to ecology. It's in him, and we have some initiatives that we have launched already, but we want to go further on maybe faster than what we do today. We have two brands. One is dedicated to kitchen linen, and the other one is dedicated to decoration. In our kitchen linen brand, we already have launched this year some eco-concept products, meaning this product is made of 80% of recycled cotton, and we have a full range of aprons, kitchen towels, and gloves. And for some reason, we have some difficulties to push that to our other brand that is dedicated to cushions, bed linen, bath linen, etc. And we rely on Circox to help us to go further. this product is very successful on the market. There is a very big demand on the market for recycled products, and we have managed to do it for this range. It's more difficult to do that for throws, for instance. For instance, a bed cover that is made in Portugal by our partner. It's 100% cotton, and we would like to switch to recycled cotton for this kind of product. But we want to see that as a full project, including the way we could get back some used home linen and push them back in the market, or take the fiber and remanufacture some new products. What we would like is to get all the cycle of a product. This product is sold in a shop. We are a major actor in B2B in major European countries. And then the shop resells that to the end user, the end consumer. Once the end consumer wants to change his decoration, we would like to have something that would get the product back to us, so that we can decide over 3 options. The first option would be to see the product is perfect and we can repackage and resell on our B2B direct end user site. The second option would be, for instance, if this product has a hole inside or whatever, we could transform this into cushion covers and upcycle and resell that on our web. And the third option would be, if the product is really in too bad condition, we could get the fiber and use this fiber to reproduce a new one with recycled fiber, the same as we do today for that kind of product. For this, we can count on our customers, business-to-business customers, meaning all the shops all over Europe, to make sure they will be able to get the product back from the end user and to send it to us. We have all the logistics to do so, and we have the chance to work in an environment where we have an insertion company in the same office as ours that employs people to do sewing and sorting and things like that, so they could sort the product that is back to decide if it will be resell, repackaged and resell, upcycled, or transformed to fiber. And then we have this partner with Hilario Rocha in Portugal, and Hilario already does 10% of his production with recycled cotton fiber, and we could manage with him to do more production and to have a finished product used of at least 80% of recycled fiber. Part of our business is also to sell via our website direct to the end user, and this is important because we also have to find the business opportunities and to make sure we will be able to resell the products that we have repackaged or upcycled. So we both have the physical shops as B2B customer and the web shop for the end user. This will help us to close the loop. At SDE, we aim to be a kind of Vinted for the home linen. There are lots of initiatives for the clothes, but not that much for home linen. And home linen is a large consumer of raw material because it's big pieces. So we think there is really something to do with that, so that the second-hand product can be resold or retransformed and re-pushed on the market. We would like to benefit from the help of the Fghr program also for the regulation part, because there are lots of different regulation in Europe, and we are very we don't know how to deal with that so far. What we have done so far with this range is a very, very small part of our business, and we want to empower this and to make bigger things. This is why we apply to the Fghr program, because we think we can really go faster and have benefit from your expertise. For instance, do the business plan that we have not done so far, get all the links with the other companies that will be in the program, and benefit from other experience. And we really want to push this into this, because there is lots of raw material in these big pieces.
Well, thank you very much. We are gonna close. I think that from this Fghr project, you can see that we are not looking the textile sector as a problem. We are trying to face and trying to help the textile sector as a solution for many things. We were looking different projects like raw materials, new develops, new processes, new brands, new tools for the designers, new platforms that today we didn't see any of one, but inside of Circoax there are some platforms in order to try to face the traceability challenger and so on. Brand position for different aspects, and post-consume position too. Like we were looking today different projects, and I think that today we were opening through the previous panelists and not the startups, like different vanguards, like legal ones, recycled project ones, platform from Mediterranean area, and the awards from Stand Up. So I hope that some of the huge information that we were sharing today with you could you use for you. Thanks to the 25 last participants that are still online. So thanks for being here, and thanks to all the people that are here today, especially to the partners, and especially EDE that is here. And now I don't know the people from online, but we are gonna take a little bit of food here and doing a little bit of networking. So without any more to say, thank you very much to all of you, and we are gonna close the event. Thank you.